If you're making more money than ever before, but instead of feeling calm you feel anxious, tense, or constantly afraid of losing it, this video is for you. Because fear of money is almost never about money. Today I want to share a real story from my psychological practice. This is not theory. This is not motivation. This is a real inner experience many successful people live with in silence. I'll call my client Maria. She's in her mid-30s. Her name, age, and personal details have been changed for confidentiality. But the emotional process is completely real. Maria didn't come to therapy asking how to earn more. She didn't come with a financial goal. She came with a feeling she couldn't explain. The first thing she said was, "I have everything I worked for. I'm successful. I make good money. But I don't feel safe inside. I feel constantly tense, like I'm waiting for something to go wrong." At that point in her life, Maria was doing very well by external standards. She had a strong income, professional recognition, respect from others. But internally, she was living with chronic anxiety, trouble sleeping, a constant fear of losing everything, and a strange feeling that she didn't truly belong where she was. As we started exploring her story, it became clear that money had never been neutral in her life. Maria grew up in a family where money was always connected to stress. Not necessarily poverty, but emotional tension around success. Growing up, she heard things like, "Don't show off. Be modest. Money changes people. Better not stand out. Just be like everyone else, it's safer." No one ever said, "You're not allowed to be wealthy." But the nervous system of a child doesn't hear words, it absorbs meaning. And the meaning was clear. If you have more than others, you risk losing love, connection, and belonging. That's how an internal ban on wealth is formed. It's not conscious. It doesn't sound like a clear thought. But it quietly controls behavior, choices, and emotions. And then something interesting happened in Maria's life. She broke that old pattern. She started earning more. Growing. Becoming more visible and successful. You'd expect relief to arrive at that point. Instead, her anxiety increased. The more money she made, the more tension she felt inside. She lived with the sense that it was temporary. That she would be exposed. That she somehow didn't deserve this level of life. During one session, she said something very precise. "It feels like I took someone else's place." This is a moment I want you to really hear. When an internal money block starts to dissolve, the nervous system doesn't feel joy at first. It feels danger. Because struggle is familiar. Stress is familiar. Overworking is familiar. But calm, stability, and ease are unfamiliar territory. And the nervous system treats unfamiliar territory as a threat. It's as if something inside says, "Go back. It was hard there, but at least it was predictable." Maria began working far more than necessary. Even when she could rest, she didn't. Even when she was exhausted, she pushed harder. Not because she was greedy. Not because she wanted more. But because she was unconsciously trying to prove that she deserved what she had. This is where many successful people live without realizing it. In a constant internal conflict between "I can" and "I'm not allowed to." That's why so many high-achieving people feel anxious instead of fulfilled. They succeed, but don't feel safe. They earn, but don't feel grounded. Not because something is wrong with them, but because deep inside lives guilt for having too much. At a deeper stage of our work, Maria said something very honest. "I'm afraid that if I go even further, people will stop loving me." And this is the core of money fear. It's not fear of losing money. It's fear of losing connection. Fear of rejection. Fear of being alone. For the nervous system, love is not abstract. It's survival. If love was conditional in childhood, If acceptance depended on being convenient, small, or familiar, then growth later in life feels dangerous. Money becomes a symbol of becoming different. And different feels unsafe. What's important to understand is that these blocks never live only in finances. In relationships, Maria often made herself smaller. She minimized her needs. She took on too much responsibility. She unconsciously chose partners around whom she didn't have to shine, didn't have to grow, didn't have to take up space. In her career, it was hard for her to ask for more. Hard to receive support. Hard to allow things to be easier. When we stopped working on money directly and started working on inner permission, the permission to have more and still belong, something shifted. The constant tension softened. A sense of inner stability appeared. The expectation of collapse faded. And if you're listening to this story and recognizing yourself in it, I want you to hear this clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. Fear of money is often fear of being yourself. Fear of outgrowing an old identity and losing love in the process. This can be worked through gently, without forcing yourself to change. In the next video, I'll talk about how to begin rewriting these internal patterns and allow more money, ease, and fulfillment without losing connection to yourself or others. If this video resonated with you, like it. It helps this message reach people who need it right now.